Take your attention away from your problem and focus on just being. That's where truth begins. Not in the noise of fixing, not in the desperate search for answers, but in the stillness that remains when you stop identifying with the storm. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the quiet hum beneath all your thoughts. That hum, that silence, that's you. The real you. Not the personality you've been protecting, not the story you've been rehearsing, but the consciousness, aware of it all. You've been wearing masks for so long that you forgot what your own breath feels like without them. You've been identifying with fear, with doubt, with survival, believing you are what the world reflected back at you. But those reflections were never truth. They were the echoes of your own misidentified awareness. You've mistaken the costume for the dancer. You've mistaken the storm for the sky. You've mistaken the noise for your name. You were never meant to live inside the problem. You were meant to live as awareness, the one who holds it, witnesses it, and releases it like wind through an open field. Every identity you've built, the achiever, the healer, the wounded one, the strong one, was born from a moment you forgot who you were. Each role is a doorway back to remembrance, not a prison. But only if you dare to drop it. Dropping consciousness doesn't mean abandoning your life. It means surrendering the false sense of who you think you are within it. It's not about losing. It's about returning. Returning to the truth beneath every name you've ever worn. You've been told to visualize, to affirm, to force change. But consciousness is not manipulated. It's remembered. Truth is not created. It's revealed. The principle of truth says you are what you are conscious of being. Whatever identity you hold is real, reality bends to meet it. So if you are conscious of lack, you live in a world where there is never enough. If you are conscious of rejection, every face becomes a mirror of abandonment. If you are conscious of love, even silence begins to sing your name. It's not the world that must change. It's the you that you are identifying with. Take a breath and another. Now ask yourself, who am I being right now? Not who you wish to be, not who you were told to be, but who you are being in this very breath. If you look closely, you'll see the subtle contraction, the tension in your stomach, the thought you keep repeating, the small fear hiding behind your plans. That's the self you are still believing in. That's the consciousness you are feeding. And it's time to drop it. Dropping the old consciousness is not an act of violence. It's an act of grace. You don't fight the illusion, you release it. You don't wrestle with the darkness, you turn on the light. You don't heal by fixing, you heal by remembering. Your old identity may scream as it dissolves, because for so long it believed it was keeping you safe. But safety built on fear is still a cage, and you were never born to live small enough to fit inside your own protection. There is a deeper rhythm calling you, a pulse of life that moves beneath the mind's noise. It's the part of you that has never been afraid, never been unworthy, never been separate. You've been chasing peace through control, trying to make the outer world bend into shape, but peace cannot be built on management. It is born from surrender. You do not control the waves, you become the ocean. You do not fix the storm. You remember that you are the sky. Every problem in your life exists because you've given it a throne in your awareness. You keep worshiping your limitations, offering them your energy, your attention, your belief, and consciousness, being the faithful servant that it is, keep saying as you wish. That's the law of consciousness, the law that never sleeps, the one that bends universes to the direction of your identification. So today, right now, you're invited to choose again. Not with effort, but with awareness. Not through striving, but through remembrance. Who would you be if you stopped being the one who suffers? Who would you be if you dropped the need to fix what was never broken? Who would you be if you stopped narrating your life as something happening to you and began living as the consciousness creating through you? Pause. Breathe. Notice the space behind the thought. That's where you are. That's where truth lives. You've been addicted to the story of becoming, always seeking the next version of yourself, believing salvation waits in the next achievement, the next healing, the next sign. But the truth is, you cannot become what you already are. You can only remember. Remembering feels like silence. It feels like exhaling after a lifetime of holding your breath. It feels like falling back into your own body and realizing it was never the enemy. Look at the mind. It's a storm, spinning, churning, always reaching. But awareness, your true self, is the sky. Vast, untouched, unmoved by weather. You have mistaken the storm for the sky, and now it's time to come home. You say, I am anxious. Number. Anxiety is a cloud passing through the sky that you are. You say, I am broken. Number. Brokenness is an illusion reflected by a cracked mirror, but the mirror itself was never harmed. You say, I am healing. And even that, though beautiful, is a bridge between forgetting and remembrance. Eventually, even healing must be released. Because true healing is realizing there was never anything wrong with you to begin with. Every emotion that rises is sacred, but it's not who you are. Let sadness come, let fear come, but don't build a house for them. They are visitors, not owners. Imagine your awareness as a great ocean. Each emotion is a wave. Some rise high, some crash hard, some sparkle in the sun, but the ocean remains. You remain infinite, still, free. You've been living in concepts, calling them life. You analyze, label, interpret, but rarely see. You've tried to control the image in the mirror, forgetting that it only reflects the consciousness before it. This is why Neville Goddard said, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Because your world is not happening to you. It's happening through you. Your outer reality is the mirror of your inner identification. Every circumstance, every person, every delay or breakthrough is reflecting back the state of consciousness you are embodying. So if you want to change the reflection, you must stop arguing with the mirror and change the face you are showing it. There's a part of you that knows this already. It's why you keep returning to spiritual truths. Why something deep within you whispers, there's more to me than this. That whispers your higher self. The voice of awareness calling you home. And the moment you listen, the illusion begins to crumble. But the mind resists. It fears death. Because to drop the old consciousness is to dissolve everything built upon it. Control, identity, predictability, all of it begins to melt. Yet what melts reveals the gold beneath the ash. What dissolves gives birth to what is real. So when it feels like everything is falling apart, know this, it's falling away. You're not being destroyed, you're being revealed. Take another breath, and this time breathe like someone who belongs here. Because you do. You always have. Feel your body soften. Let your jaw unclench. Feel your chest rise like the tide. The breath entering your lungs is life saying, yes, I am still with you. You are not separate from Source. You are the expression of it. The same consciousness that spins galaxies beats your heart right now. The same intelligence that grows forests breathes through your chest. You are not a person seeking God. You are God remembering itself through personhood. Every moment you judge yourself, you veil that truth a little more. Every time you try to control, you reinforce the illusion that you are separate from what you desire. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are being, and you can only be what you are conscious of being. This is the law. Simple, exact, uncompromising, and merciful. Merciful, because you can change at any moment. You can drop any identity right now. You can stop carrying the weight of an old name and choose a new one. So, who will you be? The one who struggles to manifest, or the one who is the manifestation? The one waiting for proof, or the one who knows that awareness itself is proof enough? The one bound by yesterday, or the one reborn in every breath? It takes courage to release what was once your home. But old consciousnesses are like old rooms. You've outgrown them, and the walls are too tight to hold the truth you've become. As you awaken, you'll notice the subtle ways the old self tries to return. It will whisper, "You're not ready yet. You need to fix a little more. You're not there." But remember this, the ego doesn't need to die. It just needs to be seen for what it is, a role, not the actor. When you stop identifying with it, it loses its power. You stop dancing to its tune. Let the mind chatter. Let the thoughts rise and fall. You remain unshaken. Every spiritual truth can be summed in this. You are awareness. Not the thought, not the emotion, not the memory. Awareness itself. When you finally live from that place, life stops being something you chase. It becomes something you express. You realize that peace was never the prize for fixing the past. It was the atmosphere of your true self all along. Love was never something to earn. It was the frequency you forgot to tune back into. Freedom was never something to fight for. It was your nature, buried beneath the noise. So the invitation is simple. Drop the consciousness you are now identifying with. Drop the one that says, "I am struggling." Drop the one that says, "I am not enough." Drop the one that says, "I am becoming." And simply return to "I am." That's the principle of truth. That's the law of consciousness. What you are conscious of being, you become. What you persist in being, you experience. Not because life rewards or punishes, but because consciousness reflects itself. So be still, be aware, be deliberate in what you identify with. You are not your thoughts. You are the field in which they arise. You are not your past. You are the awareness that witnessed it. You are not your pain. You are the light that revealed it. You have never been anything less than divine. You have only been distracted. As you let go of the old consciousness, you will feel a strange silence. Don't rush to fill it. That silence is the sound of your being realigning with truth. It's the quiet after the storm. The sky clearing to reveal its infinite expanse. Rest there, even if it feels unfamiliar, even if your mind resists, stay there. The more you rest in awareness, the more your reality rearranges to mirror it, without effort, without struggle. Because life always obeys consciousness. You came here not to survive, but to remember. Not to control, but to create. Not to strive, but to become. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, the divine and human form, the infinite tasting itself through the finite. And the moment you live from that truth, everything begins to bloom again. So as you walk through your day, remember, do not chase alignment, embody it. Do not seek love, be it. Do not fight for worth, know it. Do not beg life to change, be the change in consciousness that commands it. This is your power. This is your truth. This is the principle of consciousness made flesh. When the mind returns to fear, simply notice it. When the body tenses, breathe through it. When the ego rises to protect, thank it and release it. Nothing you experience can undo what you are. The truth cannot be broken. It can only be forgotten and then remembered again. You are not here to escape the human experience. You are here to infuse it with light, to walk through the world as awareness clothed in form, to bring heaven down through the portal of your own presence. When you stop identifying with what you are not, you stop living in reaction and begin living in creation. And creation in its purest form is love. So now, one last breath. Inhale, exhale. Feel the stillness that remains. That's you, the timeless one. And you've always been this. And from this place, you can choose any identity, any reality, any world. And life will say, yes, because consciousness is the only truth. Repeat this mantra to integrate this message into your soul. I release who I was. I remember what I am. I live as love made real. I am consciousness becoming form.